Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've been using AI by just asking questions, etc., then you're not getting the most out of it. Today, we are going to build a second brain for you. And this is all about using AI to its maximum, having context around your business, around what you do, and it will change the way you use AI. I promise you. Let's get into it. So for this video, there is a series of downloads that you can take. So there is a whole download pack on the individual agents, the reasoning behind it, how it all works, how to set up your master context document, questions and answers, all that sort of thing. It's all there. So download it. The link will be down below. Download that and then you can follow along with this video. And then secondly, how to create the orchestrator, the agent that brings this all together. So download both of those things, have them by your side, and you can follow along and do these things as I show you how to do them on the screen. This is about moving from tools to a system. Okay, so the first thing, the most important thing, is the master context. So this is a document that brings together your professional identity, your 90-day priorities, your active projects, your audience, your communication style, your active projects, your communication style, and your audience. When AI knows these things up front, it will give you answers and responses and documents, etc., that take all of this into account. That's where it gets really powerful. Okay, so I'm going to build this second brain in Claude. But you can do it in ChatGPT as a project in ChatGPT, or you can do it as a gem in Gemini. And really, if you want to do this, just download the two packs that I've given you because they'll be really helpful. So first of all, you go over to projects and you say, create a new project, give it the name to second brain. You can put some stuff in here and then you have a project created. And you can do a number of things. So you can change the memory. Mine's fixed only for me because I haven't got a team thing set up. You need to add some instructions and then you can add in files. Now, first thing is the instructions. And if you download the AI second brain document, you've got a complete system, got it all in, it works through the theory, the science behind it, why it works, how it works, the architecture, how it all fits in, and the different layers. And the first one is the master context gem. It's called in this. I built it to run in gems. We're going to do it in Anthropic to say it works in both. So the first thing to do is to build your master context gem. And if you go down here, here is a template for the master context gem. Now, what I would do if I were you is pop this document into your LLM of choice and say, I want to create my master content gem. Please use the template that's included in this document and ask me questions to get all the information you need to create that master context gem. And you'll go through that process and you'll end up with a document that you can cut and paste into the instructions piece. We're going to go into the one I've set up already because full second brain, and I'll show you. So this is the master context for me. So Paul Noon, Professor AI, updated. So it's got my professional identity in there, my expertise, my credibility markers, my current strategic priorities for the next 90 days. Get a major brand deal. If you're a brand, give me a call. Get some advisory work on a retainer, some paid consultancy, and to grow my YouTube to 50k, not in the next 90 days, but over the next 12 months. It then talks about my current active projects. So it asks me, what are your active projects? So I've got a brand deal that I'm talking to somebody about. I've got, I want to launch my advisory business on LinkedIn, etc. And I want to grow my YouTube channel and then transition my business. So I'm going to start doing this full time. It then gives me my audience or customer profiles, who you are, how I make the right things for you. So for the various different product areas. And literally I went through the process that I told you. I put that document in this case, Claude, and said, please ask me a whole series of questions and then build out this master context document. Tone and communication style, what I always want, British English spellings, evidence over assertion, UK framing, hype free, non-technical, never leverage as a verb, never use game changer or revolutionary without strong evidence, etc. Then I put in something about the policy context of which my business works in. So operates UK SMEs, higher education, AI policy, key policy context. And then a series of instructions for all interactions. Always treat me as a senior professional, do not explain basics unless I ask for it, etc. And that's it. That is my full master context. So take the document, download it, put it into your LLM, ask it to ask you questions and create this, and then just cut and paste that into your instructions. Then the next thing to do is you'll see in the pack, I've got a whole series of different agents that I've created to support this second brain. So I've got research synthesis one that tells it how to do research, what's important, how to work, and you can cut and paste this from the document. What I've done is created documents about this. I asked Claude to create documents and then I've just uploaded them. So I have 4 of them, but you can have other ones. So I've got a research and synthesis agent. I've got a content repurposing agent, so where I can put content in and it will produce different bits of content for me. And this is useful because I'll show you in a minute how I looked at, say, a story off X and said, create a blog, create an X post, create a YouTube script, etc. And I'm able to put it all into this second brain and it does all of that. It's got all the instructions it needs for all of that. So that's why I use that. Then I've got a strategy board document. So this is thinking about my strategy as a business, how I like things done. It's part of this AI second brain system. Purpose, what it's there for, how it gives me responses. So board briefing paper, use this investment or resource proposal when seeking budget, headcount, or significant commitment. So this is when it uses this strategy document. Again, all of this is in the pack. You can download it, have it, it's yours. And it's free, as always. And then I've got a YouTube script. It's very specific around YouTube, how to write a YouTube script. Again, all of this is in the pack. You can download it, make your own document, make your changes to suit you and your businesses. I wouldn't just use mine, but it gives you a start. And of course, you could add other things in there. You could have a series of gems around financial analysis. You could have gems around particular parts of your business. So say you are in the consulting business and you want to create consulting documents, you could have a gem that specifically has all the information, the gem, the agent, all the specific information about how you present documents, etc. And then it's all there. And as you can see, certainly in Anthropic, I've used about 1% of my project capacity. So you can fill this up. You can put loads of stuff in there. So anything that you want it to be able to do on your behalf, you can add it to this and then it will draw on this as required. Now, the final step is that rather than you put something in and give it detailed instructions, what you really want it to do is to take the information in and then make its own decisions. So orchestrate its activity. So what I've done, and again, there is a specific document about the orchestration. If I go down to the bottom of my master context piece, and you should do it in this order, context and then the orchestration. Go all the way down. We have these brain controller instructions. So this, you are the brain's controller and orchestrating AI that coordinates 4 specific processing modes: research, strategy, YouTube, and content. In this single conversation thread, you eliminate the need for the user to manually pass inputs between the separate gems. And then it goes through different modes, trigger modes, search processing, strategic processing. So it always goes and gets research and then does the strategic processing. YouTube processing, content processing. And then it has a pipeline completion protocol. After completing, all request stages always close with pipeline is complete. Outputs list each stage completed, suggest follow-on actions. If required, update the master context. Let people know. Quality, apply to all stages. Everything must be filtered through my context. So nothing that sits outside of my particular context. Never manufacture relevance. Always British English, just repeating those things. When uncertain with projects something connects to, name the uncertainty rather than guessing. So I don't want it to guess. I want it to say, I'm not sure about this. Can you help me? Output should be ready to use with minimal editing, not drafts that require substantial reworking. And that's the whole setup. As I say, all of these are in the 2 documents that I'll link down below. Go and download them, knock yourself out. So let's have a look at how it works. I've a couple here that I've already done. So I downloaded the skills assessment, so the priority skills needs for 2030. Following is a summary of the UK government's updated skills, England assessment of priority skills. Give me the impacts for training providers at all levels, plus advisory opportunities for the Professor AI. I'll run this through the brain controller. Stage 1, it did research, synthesis, identify the insights, identify the project connections. So does it fit with my projects? Does it fit with a brand deal? Does it fit with advisory? Does it fit with a YouTube channel? Does it fit with my business transition? It gives me priority actions. And then I also identifies risks. The report's explicit exclusion of employer-funded training and AI retraining from this analysis could be misread as those needs being unimportant. Obviously, that's an area that I'm interested in. Then it did stage 2, the strategy processing. Gave me recommendation, key arguments, anticipated objections, financial dimension, proposed next steps. Then it said the pipeline's complete. So it did its research, then it did its strategy processing, and it gave me a list of follow-on insights. So from this document, this prompt, it did the research, it did the strategic overview, it linked it to my business, what I'm trying to achieve, and gave me the outputs that were useful to me. That's very powerful. And then I said, so I had no document, I said, please research the controversy between Anthropic and the Pentagon, plus the political reaction. I'm looking for a draft blog. It went off and searched the web, and it said that it was directly relevant to my priority 3, YouTube growth, and priority 1, brand deal pipeline, since this is exactly the kind of hype-free, evidence-grounded AI governance analysis your audience is looking for. It gave a UK angle, because it knows that I'm based in the UK. It's all in the master context. It gave a bottom line. So this story connects primarily to priority 3, YouTube growth. So I said, give me a short script to make a YouTube short, which it did. which you probably have seen by now because I created the short and published it. Give me a 200-word LinkedIn post. Not done that yet, but maybe by the time you watch this video, I've done that. Very, very cool. All that from this. So you're thinking, you know, a new piece of policy comes out, a new competitor comes into your business area, a new controversy appears on X. There's an external event. Pop that into here and ask it to give you a report, document, whatever it is. Ask it to give you that information in a way that is relevant to your business. That's the beauty of having a second brain. Now, of course, what you don't have to do is just deal with one input, one set of outputs. As you've seen, you can actually increase it, but let's try adding to this discussion about Anthropic falling out with Pete Hegseth and say, consider this from the perspective of a competitor who is well-funded and moving aggressively into my market. What will they be doing? Use the full pipeline. So a well-funded competitor entering your market would view the Anthropic Pentagon crisis not as a governance story, but as a commercial opportunity. Proof that AI safety positioning that anchors Professor's AI brand is a vulnerability as much as a strength. What it says, XAI signed the Pentagon's all lawful purposes contract without resistance. Anthropic refused. Google and OpenAI are actively negotiating to meet the Pentagon's terms, suggesting that all lawful purposes standard may become the industry default. So it then looks at my project connections, brand deal, advisory, YouTube, business transition, publish a direct response to the contrarian argument, not defensively, but commercially framed. This is not that your competitor is right. The risk is that your current content, the blog and LinkedIn post, the short, all frame the story as a cautionary tale for boards. So your competitor may come in and argue with you. So be ready for it, be prepared for it. So develop a commercially framed counter narrative, anticipated objections, do a counter argument on YouTube. Really cool. You can see one bit of controversy for me, my business creates an opportunity for blogging, for LinkedIn, for YouTube's doing a long form piece around governance and ethics, and for shorts with both the arguments for and against the position that Anthropic have taken. It's given me ideas about what competitors might be doing, how I might frame my business, etc. Honestly, having a tool like this, spend a bit of time, spend half an hour setting it up. I promise you, it will give you real value at the end of it. Okay, so there we are. I have given you everything you need. I promise you. Download the documents. All the information's there. All the reasons for why it's built like it is. All the templates that you can use. As I said, use your LLM, and you can absolutely do this in both Claude, as you've seen, in OpenAI's ChatGPT, or in Gems on Google. You can do it use it in any of those. Create the various different agents that you want. Create that master context for you and your business and your context, and put in that piece at the bottom around the controller. You can cut and paste it from my documents, but have a good look at it. Is it right for you? Is it exactly what you want? So tweak it and then start using this. Start using it for decisions, for thinking about your business. You could put your accounts in there, whatever, and it will give you your perspective from these key areas. And of course, as your priorities change, go back in, change the priorities up, make them different. I've now got enough advisory work, let's hope. So I want to now move away from this, and I want to concentrate on organic YouTube growth, etc. So just go back in and change it when you need it. I hope you found this useful. I think this is something really useful. You can deploy it today. Let me know down below what agents you would build that I've not included in my pack, and maybe I'll spend some time developing those agents, and I will be able to give you the templates for those as well. If you've enjoyed the video, give me a like, and don't forget to ring the bell, and you will be informed every time I make a new video. I've been the Professor. It's been lovely doing this video for you. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you get some value out of it. I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.